Hey everyone, and welcome to Fatter Wallet's Book Summaries. Today, we are diving into a fantastic book by Rachel Richards called Money Honey. And let me tell you, this is a super simple 7-step plan that's all about taking you from feeling stressed about money to feeling like a total boss.
Okay, let's be real for a second. Does this quote hit a little too close to home? I mean, so many of us learned about geometry, but got a big fat zero when it came to managing our own money. Money Honey is basically that crash course you wish you'd gotten in school. It's built to swap out that financial dread with some real, solid confidence, no matter where you're starting from.
So, Section 1. Financial adulting is hard. And yeah, let's just admit it, personal finance can feel super complex. And honestly, kind of boring. Most of the books out there are packed with jargon that just makes your eyes glaze over, right? Well, Rachel Richards totally gets that. Her whole approach is simple, it's funny, it's got a little bit of sass, and it promises to make this whole financial freedom thing actually fun.
And she is not messing around. The book has this amazing tough love vibe that just slices right through all our excuses. Her message is crystal clear. Getting your money sorted out isn't some impossible mountain to climb. Nope, it's a skill. A practical skill that you are absolutely 100% capable of mastering.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff. Section 2 is all about mastering your budget. Now, I know what you're thinking, budget, but hear me out. Don't think of it as a restriction. Think of it as clarity. I mean, you can't get where you're going if you don't even know where you are, right? So the book suggests this super simple, kind of old-school exercise. Seriously, just grab a pen and paper. First, at the very top, write down your monthly take-home pay, what actually hits your bank account. Then, you're going to list out everything you spend money on, and I mean everything. Rent, bills, groceries, that Netflix subscription you forgot about, get it all down. Then, the final step is just simple math. Subtract your total expenses from your income. And that final number you just calculated, that's what the book calls your golden number. And this, my friends, is everything. It is the key to your entire financial future. It's the cash you have left over to save, to invest, to crush your debt. From this moment on, your whole goal is to make that golden number as big as you possibly can.
So how do you do that? How do you grow that golden number? Well, it's actually pretty simple. You've got two main levers you can pull. Lever 1, increase your income. Lever 2, decrease your expenses. Or, as the book points out, you can be a total rock star and do both at the same time. The thing to remember here is super important. Your income potential is basically infinite, but there's a limit, a floor, to how much you can cut your spending. You can't cut it to zero, right?
All right, so you've found your golden number. Now it's time for Section 3, Build Your Savings Fortress. I love that. This is where you take that leftover cash and start building walls of real, long-term financial security around yourself. And the secret weapon in building that fortress? It's something Albert Einstein supposedly called the greatest mathematical discovery of all time, compound interest. Seriously, this stuff is like magic. It's where you earn interest on your interest. Your money literally starts making its own money, growing bigger and bigger over time, all without you doing any extra work. Now, to keep things organized and stop you from feeling overwhelmed, Money Honey has this brilliant 4-bucket system. Here's how it works. Bucket 1 is your top priority. Get at least $1,000 in there for those oh crap emergencies. Once that's full, you move to Bucket 2. That's your safety net for something like a job loss. Think 3 to 6 months of expenses. Bucket 3 is for bigger goals that are more than a year away, like a down payment on a house. And finally, Bucket 4 is for the super long game, retirement. You just fill them up in that exact order.
Okay, moving on to Section 4, understand debt and credit. Because before you can really go on the offense and start growing your wealth with investing, you've got to build a rock-solid defense. And that means getting a handle on debt and understanding your credit.
I love how the book frames this. Richard says there's no such thing as good debt. There's only tolerable debt and bad debt. So what's the difference? Well, tolerable debt is tied to something that goes up in value, like a house. Bad debt, that's for stuff that goes down in value, like that brand new car that loses value the second you drive it off the lot. The rule is super simple. Stay away from bad debt like the plague.
Next up, your credit score. The book calls it a GPA for your finances, which is perfect. It's this one number that lenders, landlords, even some jobs use to see if you're reliable. And look, a good score can literally save you thousands of dollars in interest on things like car loans or mortgages. A bad score? It can close doors. It is a huge deal.
And this chart breaks down exactly what goes into that score. Just look at the two biggest chunks of that pie right there, payment history and debt utilization. Together, that's 65% of your score. So the takeaway couldn't be simpler. pay your bills on time every single time, and don't max out your credit cards. You do those two things, and you basically won 2/3 of the battle.
Okay, deep breaths, everyone. We're on to Section 5, demystify stock market investing. I know, this is the part that often freaks people out, but Money Honey does an amazing job of breaking it all down so it feels less like you're at a casino and more like you're using a smart, proven strategy to make your money work for you.
So, when you strip it all down, investing really boils down to two main things: stocks and bonds. Think of it like this. Buying a stock is like buying a tiny slice of ownership in a company. If the company does well, so do you. It's riskier, but the potential payoff is much higher. A bond, on the other hand, is more like you being the bank. You're loaning money to a company or the government, and they pay you back with interest. It's way safer, but the returns are smaller. The book makes it clear. If you're young and have time on your side, stocks are where the real wealth building happens.
Now, instead of trying to be a genius and pick individual winning stocks, which is super hard, you can buy these things called funds, which are basically baskets that hold hundreds of stocks all at once. There are two main types. You've got mutual funds, where some manager is actively trying to beat the market, and you pay them high fees for it. Or you have index funds and ETFs. These just passively track the market, like the S&P 500. And guess what? Their fees are incredibly low. That means way more of your money stays working for you instead of going into someone else's pocket.
And to make sure you actually succeed at this, the book gives you 4 golden rules of investing. Rule number 1, do not sell when the market is down. That's how you turn a temporary drop into a permanent loss. Rule 2, you actually want to do the opposite of the crowd. When everyone else is freaking out, that's when you should be buying, when stocks are on sale. Rule 3, this is a long-term game. We're talking years, decades, not days or weeks. And finally, Rule 4, stop checking it all the time. Set it and forget it. Trust the plan. So there you have it. From figuring out your golden number all the way to investing in the stock market, Money Honey gives you this crystal clear, totally doable roadmap to grab the steering wheel of your financial life. It's all about building confidence and creating a life where you're not constantly stressing about money. So, the only question left is, are you ready to manage your money like a boss? Fatter wallets.